This is my new hutch. We're gonna style this baby.
I think we've all probably heard the expression, creativity is a muscle. Today we're going to be flexing those muscles, and I want to share some creative things that I'm doing around the home to bring joy and beauty and break up the mundane a little bit. So I hope I can offer you lots of inspiration and ideas.
I need something behind these glasses because then otherwise you're not gonna see them because they're just like, they kind of blend in. Good morning, you guys. We just went for a little run, so we're hot. But once I get cleaned up, I want to share with you all some creative things today, just like a creative day in the life. I thought it would be fun. I got a new hutch. It's an antique, gorgeous, gorgeous hutch. So I want to style it with you guys, and then I have some flowers I want to get in the garden. I will have a sewing project I want to get started on, do some baking, and I think there was something else, but we'll just see. I want to share some thoughts on creativity and how important it is, and how much joy it can bring us and keep us more childlike. Right? All right. Nap, or snack? What do we need?
I chose those words very particularly, that creativity can make us more childlike, because it's something that I've been noticing in myself and in my children, of just how much more creative they are, how much more brave they are with their creativity. And it's something that I want to just challenge myself to do a little bit more of. They don't risk, they're not afraid of the risk of falling. They're not afraid of the risk of making mistakes, of drawing a picture that looks nothing like they had in their mind. They just do it anyway. So we are going to start in my garden. I've had a lot of successes, but some failures, just learning as this is my first year.
This is sweet basil, which is just going crazy. And then this one is Thai basil, which we just planted to see how that one does.
So while I plant some peppers that we're going to try, because the bell peppers that I planted are just not good in Florida heat, we're finding. They're just withering. They're getting too much sun, too much heat, and I just should have planted them probably earlier. I could maybe even try them in the fall when it's a little bit cooler, but we went in with some, these are jalapeno peppers, so we're going to go ahead and try. But what I've been thinking about is, how can I just like flex my creative muscle to become more like a child and imitate Christ's own words when he says, "Amen, I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like the child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever receives one child such as this in my name receives me." I think that the word humbles is very important for us to remember when we are beginning creative endeavors. Gosh, I have really no idea what I'm doing out here in the garden, and it's also taking some investment in my time and money, just like buying seeds and, figuring out plants and killing plants. But it's a sacrifice that I think is really worth it, because in doing so, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm also becoming more humble. Those are the real fruits. Like, yes, there's fruits coming out of this garden. Well, vegetables, hopefully, but the fruits are inside. They're important. They're shaping me and forming me into a better mother as well. So what you just saw me put in there was this like bacteria stuff that's supposed to help beans and peas grow, because those are nitrogen fixing. This is all stuff that I'm like learning and really don't understand completely, but I do know that those are nitrogen fixing plants, and so they need certain nodules in the soil, and so I bought that online, and I can link it below. I think it's helping a little bit, but I think that it's just too hot, so I'm gonna have to try that crop a different time of year and get some more heat tolerant beans, because I would really love to have beans growing up my trellis. We planted some milkweed so that we can attract some more pollinators, and my flower garden is really coming along, which I'm so proud of and so happy about. I've even brought in a few little arrangements into my home as well. I also planted some mint because I ripped all mine out. It was just getting super, super overgrown in my little herb box here. So I thought it would just start fresh. It grows like a weed. Mint, rosemary, and chives are the only herbs that I have been able to keep alive successfully inside the lanai. The basil needs to be outside just to have as much sun as possible, I think. So I have a poem by a friend of mine, local friend here, that I want to share with you all. I asked her permission and she said I could read it. And so I'm excited to share it. It is just so beautiful about creativity and flexing that muscle. But I got my bread out of the oven, sampled that, of course, and I have some baking that I'm going to share with you as well.
All right, we got the gardening done that I wanted to do, and I want to show you guys my new hutch, and then we'll style it together, because I've just kind of put some random things in here, but I want to make it really like pretty inside there. So this is my new hutch. I talked about this last week when I did my thrifted dining room makeover. I had a piece here. It was like a lower piece that was left to us by the previous owners, and it was a beautiful piece as well. It wasn't exactly like my style. I felt like it was a little bit more country style maybe. But this piece, that looks like a delicious apple. But this piece I found on Facebook Marketplace. It was $200. It was my Mother's Day present. Dominic drove up to St. Pete and got it for me. So there's a few details that I absolutely love about it. Just want to point those out, and then we're gonna style this baby. So first thing I love is the scalloped trim in here. You guys know I love anything like scalloped. But it has scalloped trim on the shelf in here, also in the shelf on the bottom. I love that it has glass on the top doors, but then not on the bottom. I guess that's how most hutches are, but like I was seeing a lot of cabinets that had like glass the whole way. And it just, like that would just be so many little fingerprints. So this is great, and I'm less risky that it will break. Unfortunately, I did notice, I think that, oh my goodness, it's getting even more bumpy. I did notice that on the pictures, and I was so excited about it, there was like wavy glass. It's only this side that has the wavy glass. This side, it looks like it was maybe replaced at some point. Really well done. I mean, the inside looks the same, but this side has wavy glass, which is so beautiful. This was from the 1800s. India, they said, is made out of teak, but it was like, I guess, British like colonies in India, because it was like imported and everything. So it's traveled the world. Yes, Benji. Oh my goodness, that apple looks like a duck. So let's get to decorating. I think I'm gonna use some of my decorative plates that I didn't use last week. I showed you guys, I wanted to make like a gallery wall with them, but then it just like, they didn't work in there. So I was thinking I could possibly put them like propped up to kind of bring some brightness in there. What do you think of this one back there, like that?
So if you watch my channel frequently, then you probably enjoy decorating, and that is absolutely an expression of creativity, and I probably don't show enough of like working things out in my head and trying things and things not working. So here I am showing that because this is the reality as well.
Skeleton eyes on my glasses? Yeah. When you look through there, it's like it needs something behind these glasses, because then otherwise you're not going to see them, because they're just like, they kind of blend in. Okay, I feel like this is looking too like, I don't know, quiche or something. I put all 3 plates at the bottom here and then one big one on the top. I want it to have like a vintage look, but modern elements to it, like modern styling to it. So I think that it needs to be a little bit more pared back. This one will not stay open. It keeps hitting me. I need to find a chair just to hold that open.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's Sam.
All right, so I think I'm liking this. And there's like a reflection, but it really matters having the doors closed, because that's like how you're gonna mostly see it. So I have Here, a book, and then a frame that I need to fill, and then my baby's baby cups that my mom has given them. And then I have some dried flowers in a thrifted vase there. And then I needed to give another like height. So I put this book in here with my thrifted glassware and a plate behind. Please don't do that, that's fragile. Thank you. And then I put a hand-painted ceramic plate there with this vase on top and that candle. So I don't know. I feel like that actually needs to be raised up a little bit, but it's a start.
I could probably make an entire video about my dislike of Instagram lately, but I've been off of Instagram for about a month or so now, and it's been really, really good for me, really good for my soul. I didn't know how much I needed to step away from consuming so much so that I can be more of a producer, if that makes sense. I don't think we were meant to be consuming as much as we are. And I don't mean food, I mean like media and images of what other people are doing. So next we're going to make something that you can consume.
All right, we have some friends coming over for dinner tonight, so I'm gonna make pesto from our yard. This was outside for like, I don't know, I was out there for like 5 minutes and it wilted. Like it was up here and it just wilted so fast because it was so hot out there, but this is a lot, so I need to take it all off. And then I'm gonna use pine nuts. I have been making it with pecans instead just because I like the flavor of that better, but I thought I would try, expand my horizons, and this is gonna make a ton, so I'm gonna put some in the freezer.
So I will link below the recipe that I used, that I kind of based things off of, but honestly I didn't measure anything. I've made pesto a lot. Well, I guess I haven't made it a ton, but my parents have made it a ton, so I feel like I have because I've just been like around it all the time. My parents gardened and like always had herbs and stuff, and they were always making food from scratch, so I've just been around it. But I do think that the pine nuts turned out really well. I liked the flavor of it this time. You definitely do want to toast them though, that makes a huge difference. So as I cook up this pesto, as well as the next recipe, which is just gorgeous, it turned out so beautifully, I want to read this poem by my friend Joanna Behrens. So this is, she is a creative writer, so it relates specifically to creative writing, but I think that we can extrapolate and apply it to a lot of creative endeavors as well. So it is titled The Desk. Down by the beach, above a tall garage, there is a desk. The desk is in a spare room up the stairs, in an apartment to rent. I sat there once or twice, my envelopes and notebooks organized, for when I would have letters to write, notes to send. Today I think of that desk as I sit at our family table. Not a long break, just a moment to put pencil to paper. Here at our table, we have children's books and crayons, art projects from school, pencil shavings spilled out, smudges on glass from food. We push aside unread novels and unfilled forms. To eat, to work, to draw, to write. And as I write and I draw, the baby starts to cry. I'm up, then I'm back, refocused with sighs. The twins then start fighting, pangs of grief. I look up to them, I tend, and then rush back to writing. My boys ask me questions as I work. They want to join in. I stand up in frustration when they pour my pencils out of their tin. No peace, no quiet, no solitude. A life with a schedule that I have no power to choose. But that desk, if I could get back, how I wish to sit there in that spare room in the upstairs apartment above the garage, by the beach, alone, in the quiet, free, with nothing that begs for my attention, my world on silent, no one to tend to, no one who needs me, sitting and standing at my own will, working, writing, drawing, all the hours I'd spend, all the pages I'd fill. But when it was my desk, the notebooks stayed in the drawer, the pages were blank, the chair was pushed in, the sunlight through the window revealed only dust on my desk. I had no thoughts to give, my head was all cloudy. I found no motivation, I felt no purpose, I had no muse. So with time to kill and no place to be, my desk stayed unused. I was alone there, just me. But this table, If I could stay here, my ideas spring forth faster than I can pin them down, because here I find a spark, the desire to create. For with love comes children, and their light shines so brightly to reveal in my mind cobwebs and dust, and clutter to clear out, making room, bringing peace, warmth, purpose. In no time at all, I'll long for this table, dreaming of sitting here with the baby crying and the twins fighting, and the pencils spilling out of their tin, the joy I would feel, the hours I'd spend. I love the imagery of her children being the muse, and that is definitely the season that her and I both are in. But I do believe that it doesn't have to be children who can be your muse to be inspired. I think that when I have felt the most creatively inspired is when I am doing what I am meant to do in this season, which is serving others, and whatever that might be, in whatever season I am, just listening to God's will for that time and doing that thing well, instead of being distracted by focusing on what others are doing and what they are creating. So I was hosting just a simple dinner with our friends, and so I wanted to make some focaccia. This is just my simple sourdough loaf bread recipe that I've shared on here before, but I just dump it out with a bunch of olive oil under it, and then I decorated it with some vegetables and herbs, and it just turned out beautifully. This is after it was cooked and things kind of shrunk a little bit, so next time I'll do it with a little bit more. But we had some beautiful appetizers and then enjoyed our pesto as well, which was a huge hit. We are moving on to our last creative endeavor of this video, but don't worry, there are many more to come, and this one is not going to be quite finished in this video, so you'll have to subscribe and come back for more, because what I'm making here is actually some thrifted sheets. I'm turning some thrifted sheets into pajamas, and I bought a pattern on Etsy for like $5, but here's my thing. I should have just probably bought like a normal pattern instead of like buying one on Etsy that I have to print out, because I had to tape together all of these pieces of paper. It was kind of a pain, but I just like talked to my mom on the phone while I was getting it done, and it was okay. But I will show you the fabric that I have, because I didn't get further than just taping this all together. All right, it's been a few days since I put together the pattern, just like taping it all together, but I want to show you the fabrics. I got this at the Goodwill bins. It's so cheap, but I want you guys to let me know if you are enjoying this format, kind of a newer format for me, kind of just documenting projects throughout the week, and some baking and some decorating, some gardening, like all of it kind of together. Let me know if you enjoyed that, along with like the little reflection as well and creativity. It was fun for me to put together and helped me kind of like grow and think about how to like express the things that I'm thinking about verbally, which is so important. Like that's why we journal. That's why, yeah, there's so much neuroscience behind like journaling, and I think to like, for me, like verbalizing things is another expression of that that's challenging, but also really fruitful for me. So this is the fabric that I got. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, do the things. All right, this is the fabric that I got from the Goodwill bins. It's coming off brown. Okay, but it's not brown. It's more of like a tan off-white color. And then it has these green flowers. It is not showing up great, so you'll have to see next time. But I think that the pattern I got is really cute and like trendy little pajamas, so I think it should be cute. And it said it was like beginner, so I'll show you if it works out. I'll show you even if it doesn't, so that you can know not to buy a random pattern on Etsy. All right, guys, I hope you all have a very, very blessed week. I wanted to thank you all so much for all of your love on last week's video. I just posted it yesterday, and I was just looking through some of the comments. Well, I just read through all of them and responded to all of them actually, and you guys were just so kind to me, especially about like just giving some wisdom. I'm an so honored that people who have so many more years of wisdom than I do choose to watch this channel, and like you guys tend to see through me in a way that's a little bit concerning sometimes. It's humbling. So thank you all for your kind words and inspiration on that video. If you missed it, go check it out. I'll link it in the description below. And I hope that you all have a very blessed week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.